Hello, this is Jacilyn Sanders, and I would like to talk today on Psalm 31:34 and Philippians 4:12-13. I don't know about you, but as I transitioned, I had a bunch of things happen to me. Mainly, I had a lot of friends and relatives that left me. I was deserted and felt all alone. I don't know about you, but even my church had deserted me. They had stripped me of my things I had did, including teaching Sunday school class, my video and audio work that I did in the church. I had been there for 15 years, and they all left me, so to speak, when I began to transition. They didn't understand what I was going through. I understand that. I know that. Psalm 31:34 says, "For you, God, are my rock. That is my strength and my fortress. For your name's sake, you will lead me and guide me. You will pull me out of the net which they have secretly laid for me. You are my strength." There was some conspiracy among my sisters, actually, to try to pull me back to the life I had before. But in my opinion, in what happened to me, I kept hearing God tell me to become what He was calling me to be. I thought being transgender would help that and would lead me on that route. So I followed it. And I did have many problems with people. And I don't know, some of you transgender people may be having the same problems as you begin your transition, as you tell your family and your friends where you're going and what you are planning to become and who you believe you are. For me, that was very hard and very rough. And if it wasn't from the Lord guiding me, I don't know what I've done. I remember selling my home because I can no longer afford it myself after my ex had left me. And I didn't have enough money. And it was a rough time for sales. So I wasn't sure when, even though I had a bidder who actually wanted to buy the place, when they were going to be able to buy it. They changed jobs and all kinds of things. Anyway, it ended up that we didn't know when the closing was between the realtor and myself. And I found out a week and a half before closing that it was going to close. And my house was still full of things. My ex told me, "It's up to you. You take care of it." I had no friends to help me. Well, I worked at it and I ended up getting rid of everything in the house and I realized I didn't have a place to live. Where was I going to go? And God provided me that realtor I just talked about. When I said something to her, she said, "I have an apartment. It's downstairs in my home. And you can move in there for 6 months to a year if you need to, as you're getting on your feet." Now, for me, that was a blessing, and I'm sure that came from God. As I had prayed, I've talked about prayer and how important it is to have that relationship with God. God is our rock. He is our foundation. He is the one who is always with us no matter what. Even if our church, people we knew and we loved, have turned against you, remember, Jesus said, "I give you this new commandment. Love one another as you love me. And you will show that you are my students, my disciples, if you love one another." Now, I know some of them just didn't understand. I know some of my friends never understood. and they didn't know, they didn't live on this foundation of what a Christian should be. I was actually pushed out of 3 different churches looking for a church that believed in what I just shared, to love one another as they are and to guide and direct them as disciples, as followers of Christ. That was for me so important. It made all the difference in my life. My pastor actually come and rescued me after the 3rd church. I found him in a group setting and we talked. And then I got a hold of him. I said, well, I was so afraid. I asked him if people would accept me there because I was tired of being rejected by everyone, especially those that should have been my Christian brothers and sisters. Seek a church. Seek somewheres that can help you. I want to read to you Philippians 14, 12, and 13. I know what it is to be in need, and I do. And I know what it is to have plenty. I have learned the secret in being content in any and every situation. That is Paul speaking. Whether well-fed or hungry, whether living in plenty or in want. Now, Lord directed and guided me, and I always had enough to eat, even when I lost my job. There was enough funds out of the settlement when the house was sold to provide for me. But I was in a low spot. I lost all my friends and my family. And if it wasn't for God, I don't know what I did. He guided and directed me every step of the way and has now blessed me with this ministry, being a minister and serving Him and having a family, because I would not give up, because God did not give up on me. I want you to not to give up. If you were pushed out of a church, pushed out of a home, your friends no longer accepted you, you can start over. You have a friend closer than brother, and that is our Lord Jesus Christ. He is always there for you, always waiting, not judging, but loving, accepting you as you are and leading you into where you need to be. Please, no matter who you are, don't give up on the Lord. He will never give up on you. Have a good evening. Have a good day. Thank you for listening.